Hey everybody, listen, summer's here, it's getting warm, and there's lots of opportunities out there for all of us to take advantage of in the heating and air conditioning business. But the reality is that it's not about blowing and going. It's not about rush. It's not about how many people you can go see today, how many appointments can you cram into your schedule. That is not what this is about. Because when you try to run too many calls in a day, we all know what happens. You're going to rush through the process. You're going to skip steps in the process. You're going to miss the most critical parts of the process, which is bonding with the customer, building that trusting relationship with the customer, empowering and educating the customer on all of the things that they have right now, what the consequences are by leaving it that way, and what your new system or your proposal is proposing to enhance the house and how they're going to benefit from that. When you run too many calls, and when I say too many, I'd say more than 3, residential replacement sales calls is too many. 3 should be your cap. I mean, every now and again you got a no cool, you're running it, but you're not running that call till 7, 8 o'clock at night. Because every call is going, you need to be spending the time with your customer. So figure an hour and a half to 2 hours on a call. I mean, how many calls can you physically run? If you run 3 calls in a day, that's 6 hours of just sales calls. That's just 6 hours of presentation. Plus you got drive time in between each one. Call that an hour between each 3. Now you're up to 9-hour day. You got paperwork. You got phone calls to make. The whole bit. You're into an 11, 12-hour day, and that's staying focused and on task. So as soon as you go over that 3 calls, what happens? You don't spend as much time with your customer. You're going to blow through that in 30 minutes or 45 minutes. But if you do that, what's it coming down to? Well, I mean, what's their decision going to come down to? Oh yeah, he was a nice guy, but hey, I'm a nice guy too. I can walk into the house and be a nice guy. So nice guys, doesn't always mean you're going to win. It's going to come down to price at that point because we didn't solidify the key steps in this decision-making process. People want to do business with people they like and people they trust. The only way that they can trust you is if you took the time and educated them. Today's consumer is an educated consumer. You have to empower them to make an informed, educated decision, and yet that takes time. You can't do that in 30 minutes. Sometimes there's low-hanging fruit, maybe, but that's not the majority. I would rather focus on the rule than the exception to the rule. And the rule is that most people, when they're spending $8,000, $10,000, $20,000 or investing that into their home on a new HVAC system, they better like you and they better trust you and they better understand exactly what's going on when you guys are done with your installation. And that takes time. So please don't rush, don't blow and go, don't make it about the price, because here's what your competitors are going to do right now. Most HVAC contractors across the country right now, here's what their sales process looks like. They show up, hopefully on time, which isn't most of the time. They're probably running late because they've just shoved too much in their calendar right now, so don't be that guy. You're on time every single time. They're running into the house, they're cutting through the rapport building phase pretty quick because either the customer's hot or they know they got another appointment to run to. So they're not breaking bread, they're not really connecting with the customer. They're going right to the equipment, writing down model and serial numbers, taking a couple pictures, taking a couple measurements, coming back to the kitchen table or to the living room, wherever they're going to meet with the customer, going through a couple of options which they've already pre-selected in their own head. Here's your option for a 14 SEER and here's your option for your 16 SEER. Which one you want, right? They're not educating on the benefits of multi-stage. They're not educating on modulating and variable speed and what that actually means to people. They're just simply going in, collecting information and throwing a price against the wall and hoping the customer bites because of their discomfort. That's not what a professional does. That's not the way a champion, that's not the way a $3+ million producer operates. Right? They never skip steps. They know the most important part of this entire sales process is the customer. And I'm going to take the time with the customer, make sure they understand everything. I'm not going to rush through this just because it's hot outside. I'm not going to rush through this just because there's other people I have to go see, because this customer deserves 100% of my attention at all times. And I got to make sure, and I know, and you know as well, when we empower them and we educate them to that level, they will make the right decision. And if my competitors are cutting corners right now, which I know that they are, then I'm not cutting any corners. I'm slowing down and I'm making sure that that customer understands what's in it for them when they do business with me and our organization. So make sure you're going through the whole process. Don't rush through stuff. If you rush, it's just going to come down to price. And I'd imagine if you're watching these videos and you're a student of sales and you're constantly growing and developing and learning, that I would expect that you're probably not the lowest price guy or gal in town. There's always going to be a Chuck in a truck out there, or Joe's Cool 'em and Fool 'em out there that's going to be able to beat your price. So don't allow them to even compete, right? Don't let them compete in your marketplace. Don't let them compete in your world or with your customers. You dominate them. And in order to dominate them, those people, you have to do more than those people. Don't act like them. Don't talk like them. Don't look like them. Don't be them, and you'll dominate them. And you'll win more times than you lose. And when we look at closing rates and all of that stuff, understand, even if you're running a 50% closing rate right now, you're still losing 5 out of 10 customers to your competition. So a 50% closing rate, as good as people want to say, oh, I got a 50% closing rate, you're still losing 5 out of 10 customers. And if they've been using you for years and years and years, your competitors just took them from you. So go on the offense. Start taking customers from your competitors. Really focus on that process and watch what happens to your closing ratio. Build custom packages. Don't just talk about replacing boxes. Make sure you've got IAQ enhancements in there. Make sure you got duct modifications, duct sealing, whatever is going to be required to make sure the customer, when they're done, they love the system. It has a true impact on their quality of life in their home. It increases their comfort in their home. It increases, their IAQ levels in the house. It reduces dust level. It's going to run quieter. It's going to save them money on the utility bills. Everything enhances in their house. And when that happens, then they're going to be loyal customers. You're bulletproof in your database. They're going to generate you referrals. They're going to write reviews online for you. They might even do video testimonials for you. They're going to love you so much. And that is worth slowing down for. So do not rush right now, everybody. I mean, that's my biggest piece of advice as I sit here today, and the only worry I have, I know that you're all trained. I know that you have the knowledge. I know that you have the skills. I know that you work for the right company. I know that you have the right products. But the one thing I'm worried about is that you're going to rush because of the summer heat, and just do not do that. Slow down, follow the process, trust the process, and look at what's going to happen to your sales. You will help more people throughout this summer by staying the course. So it's not about how many can you get to today. That's not what it's about. It's really about slowing down and loving the one you're with, man. Focus on the customer in front of you. And if you do that, your closing ratio goes up, your average ticket goes up, and your gross revenue goes up. I hope you're all doing great, and if you need anything, of course, reach out to us at any time. We'd love to take any questions or help you additionally in any area that you need some help or assistance. So give us a call, or go to our website, www.success4others.com. Again, that's www.success4others.com, and make it a great summer. Thanks.